Hello students, today we will learn reported speech or how to report somebody else's words. To make you understand what reported speech is, here is an old joke in English. I've made it into a comic strip so that you have a clear understanding. In this strip, the first one, Stephen meets his boss in front of a restaurant and they have a conversation. Hello, Mr. Swift, this is a surprise. And his boss replies, I have come for dinner with my wife. And on the next day, on his way to the office, Stephen narrates this incident to his colleague. And he reports the words of his boss. So what does Stephen say? Yesterday I met our boss in the restaurant. He said he came to have dinner with my wife. So what is happening here? Look at the face of his colleague. The colleague has got surprised. He's flabbergasted. Why does he behave so? That is because Stephen has not reported the words of the boss correctly. Here it seems that the boss has gone to dinner with Stephen's wife. He said he came to have dinner with my wife. So this is it. Reported speech is all about reporting somebody else's words correctly. So when you report somebody else's words, if you don't use correct tenses or correct pronouns or correct adverbs of time and place, what happens is the meaning is lost. Sometimes you end up saying these kinds of unpleasant things. So what is reported speech? Reported speech is where you report somebody else's words correctly with correct tense and pronouns and adverbs of time. It is very important to learn how to report somebody else's word correctly. If you don't do that, what happens is like this: somebody else's wife will become your wife and your wife will become somebody else's wife. So that is reported speech. I hope you have understood. Reported speech is where you report somebody else's words, somebody else's sentences in correct grammar. We can report the words of a speaker in two ways. First one is we may quote his actual words. The example given here, Ram said, I am busy now. I am busy now are the actual words of Ram and they are put in quotation marks so that the other person understands that these words are actual words of Ram. This is called direct speech, where we quote a person's actual words. We put in quotation marks. Another one is we may report what he said without quoting his exact words. This is called indirect or reported speech. The example, Ram said that he was busy then. So here we are not taking the actual words and putting it in quotation words and telling it to another person. Instead, we are just reporting what Ram said. We are taking the gist, only the gist, and reporting what he said. This is called indirect or reported speech. Direct speech is good if we are writing a person's words down. But it is very difficult in conversation because we cannot tell someone, Ram said in quotation, I am busy now. Instead, it is very easy to tell Ram said that he was busy then. And if you look at the changes that happen while making a direct sentence into a reported sentence. Ram said, I am busy now. Ram said that he was busy then. So we understand that the conjunction that is used before the indirect statement. So in reported speech, it is very important to use the word that before the statement. Likewise, the pronoun I is changed to he. Ram said he was busy then. If you say Ram said that I was busy, then it seems that the speaker is busy. So it is very important to change the pronouns correctly. Otherwise, you'll make mistake. Likewise, the verb am is changed to was. Ram said he was busy then, because you are reporting somebody else's words. So maybe Ram said that 1 hour ago. You are reporting it now. So naturally there should be a change in the tense. Then the adverb now is changed to then to show the time. If you say Ram said that he was busy, you cannot say he was busy now, because everything is changed to past tense. So the adverb of time and place should also be changed to past. Changed to the past. The two parts of a sentence in the direct speech. A sentence in the direct speech contains two parts. One is the part in which there is the reporting verb. For example, Ram said. So this part is called the part where the reporting verb is given. And the next part is called the reported sentence, the actual word said by that person. So my father said it is time to work hard. So my father said contains the reporting verb, and it is time to work hard is the reported sentence. So Ram says, my father says. So reporting verbs can be in past tense, present tense as well as future tense. So this part where the verb is there, reporting verb is there, that part is called reporting verb, and the other part is called the reported sentence. There are a few rules that should be followed when you change a sentence from direct speech into reported speech or indirect speech. If you follow these rules, you can easily convert a sentence from direct to indirect. The first rule is that when the reporting verb is in the past tense, the following rules should be used. So I'm going to give rules that should be used when the reporting verb is in the past tense. For example, he said, Ram said, my father said. So when the reporting verb is in the past tense, the following rules should be observed. I am making it clear again, when the reporting verb is in the past tense, these rules should be observed. Sometimes reporting verb can be in the present tense or as well as in the future tense. I have already told you in the other slide. The first rule that should be followed is all present tense of the direct speech are changed into corresponding past tense. Present tense should be changed into past tense. You have already learned tense, so you should know it. A simple present tense becomes a simple past. A simple present becomes a simple past. Likewise, a present continuous sentence becomes past continuous. A present perfect sentence becomes past perfect sentence. That is all. That is a basic rule regarding to the tense of a sentence. Here, a simple present becomes a simple past. So, if the direct sentence is, he said, I like coffee, how will you change it? When it comes to reported speech, he said that. It is very important to insert the word that, the conjunction that. He said that he liked coffee. What is the past tense of like? Liked. So, simple past, you have to make the sentence into simple past. He said that he liked coffee. Another example, the girl said Sarah is unwell. The girl said Sarah is unwell. How will you report it? The girl said that Sarah was unwell. So, a simple present tense should be changed into a simple past sentence. And don't forget to insert the word that. The girl said that Sarah was unwell. A present continuous tense becomes a past continuous tense in reported speech. An example, he said, in quotation, my master is writing letters. So, this sentence is a present continuous sentence. My master is writing letters. So, how do we convert it into reported speech? He said that his master was writing letters. So, the present continuous tense is writing is converted as was writing. And don't forget about the pronoun. Pronoun should be changed accordingly. He said that his master. If you write, he said that my master was writing letters, it means that the speaker's master or your master, not his master. So, we should be very careful. Pronoun should be changed accordingly. He said that his master was writing letters. Sonu said, I am not feeling well. Reported, Sonu said that he was not feeling well. So, very important things that you should remember is that should be inserted. Sonu said that. Whenever you write a reported sentence, that should be there. Sonu said that he was not feeling well. If you say Sonu said that I was not feeling well, it seems that the person speaking is not well. So, it is very important that you change the pronoun correctly. Sonu said that he was not feeling well. Likewise, a present perfect becomes a past perfect. He said, I have passed the examination. How will you write it? He said that he had passed the examination. So, have passed becomes had passed. Likewise, another example, my mother said to me, you have cooked well. So, have cooked, that is the present perfect tense. Now, how do we convert it? What is the past perfect of have cooked? Had cooked. So, my mother told me that I had cooked well. So, here if you look, instead of writing said, told is used, because we cannot write my mother said me. That is wrong. There should be a preposition there. So, instead of saying my mother said me, that is wrong English, we use the word told. My mother told me that I had cooked well. So, that makes more sense. My mother told me that I cooked well. Instead of saying my mother said to me that I had cooked well. We looked into the present tense. Now moving on to future tense. If there are sentences that have future tense in it, what should we do? The will in the future tense will be changed to would. Again, into the past, shall should be changed to should. Likewise, modal verbs like may, and can. May should be changed to might and can should be changed to could. So example here, he said, the man shall come. So how will you report it? He said that the man should come. So again, will come will become would come. May will turn to might and can will be turned to could. So the important thing is tenses should always be converted to the past. So what about a sentence in simple past? A simple past sentence should be changed into past perfect. Okay, simple past should be changed into past perfect. All present tense should be changed into corresponding past tense, and simple past should be changed into past perfect. He said the horse died in the night. So how will you convert it? He said that the horse had died in the past. So in the next sentence, we arrived yesterday. So what is the past perfect of arrived? Had arrived the day before. So yesterday changes to before. I'll give you another slide in which I have mentioned the changes that occurred to adverbs of time and place. So yesterday will be changed to before. Jacob said that they had arrived before. So the most important thing is you should be thorough with tenses. Otherwise, you may find it very difficult to understand. If you know the tense, then converting a sentence into direct to indirect is very, very easy. So simple past should be converted into past perfect. Any simple past should be converted into past perfect. So what is past perfect? Had plus the past tense of the verb. Now moving on to exception cases. If the reported sentence relates to some universal or habitual fact, then the present symbol in the reported sentence is not changed into past, but it remains exactly as it is. There is a spelling mistake, but it remains. Okay, it's not the remain, but it remains exactly as it is. Direct, he said, the earth moves around the sun. So the earth moves around the sun is a universal fact, or it is a scientific truth. So when you convert the sentence, you cannot say he said that the earth moved around the sun, as if it is not moving now. So these kinds of universal or habitual facts should be left as it is. Use the tense given in the reported sentence itself. He said that the earth moves around the sun. No need of changing the tense. Another example, he said, God rules and governs all things. So how will you convert it? He said that God rules and governs everything. If we shouldn't or we needn't change the tense. If we change the tense, the meaning gets lost. If you say he said that God ruled and governed everything, it makes a sense as if God doesn't do it now. So any universal fact or habitual fact should be left as it is. Use the same tense given in the reported sentence. Do not change it. That is an exception. Please remember this. I hope this kind of questions won't come for your exam. Only the simple ones would come. Now we are moving on to a second category. When the reporting verb is in the present tense, what should we do? Till now we were talking about sentences where the reporting verb was in the past tense. For example, Ram said, my father said, my mother said. So all those reporting verbs were in the past. Here we talk about sentences where the reporting verb is in the present tense. For example, he says, she says, my father says. Then what should we do? The tenses of the indirect sentence do not change. If the reporting verb is in the past tense, what do? We change the tense of the indirect sentence into past tense, isn't it? Here, if the reporting verb is in the present tense, do not change the tenses. Write the sentence as it is. He says, I am not well. How do you report it? He says, he is not well. Do not insert the conjunction that, and also do not change the tense. Is not is again present tense. We are only changing the pronoun accordingly. He says he is not. Since he, subject verb agreement, we write is. He says he is not well. Another sentence, he says, my master is writing letters. This is a present continuous tense. Since the reporting verb is in present tense, we are going to write this sentence in the present continuous tense itself. He says, his master is writing letters. We did not insert the word that, as well as we did not change the tense. We are using the same tense, the present continuous tense. Only thing we changed is the pronoun his. Because if you write, he says, my master is writing letters, the meaning is lost. We have to write the correct pronoun. He says, his master is writing letters. I have passed the examination. He says, he has passed the examination. So, keep this also in your mind. When the reporting verb is in the present tense, the tenses of the reported sentence do not change. Adverbs of time and place in reported speech. So, when you convert a sentence from direct to indirect, if there are adverbs of time and place in that sentence, they also get changed. Words expressing nearness in time or place are generally changed into words expressing distance. So, thus, now becomes then. For example, Ram said, I am busy now. That will be changed as Ram said that he was busy then. Because everything is changed into past. So, adverbs also has to be changed to express a kind of distance in time and place. Here becomes there, ago becomes before, thus becomes so. Today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes the next day, yesterday becomes the day before, and the last night becomes the night before. So, these should also be kept in mind. Please understand, please by heart it. When I say by heart it, I don't mean rote memorization, but make some connection and then learn it so that you don't forget it. Now moving on to a very important topic in reported speech. How to report questions. Till now we were dealing with statements, mere sentences. We were trying to convert or learning rules to convert statements. But now here we are going to look into questions, how to convert a direct question into indirect one. First of all, in reporting speech, while reporting questions, use words like asked, inquired, etc. He said to me, what are you doing? So, that's a question. So, change the reporting verb. He asked me. Instead of saying he told me or he said, since it's a question, use the word asked or enquired. He asked me what I was doing. Do not insert that here. In questions, do not insert that. Just write, he asked me what I was doing. Again, we have to change the past tense. We have to make all the tenses into past tense. But no need of that, as well as make the reporting verb or change the reporting verb into asked or enquired. Where do you live? Asked the stranger. So, it's a question of enquiry. So, the stranger enquired where I lived. It is very simple. You don't have to use that. Just write where I lived. Where do you live? That is present tense. When you convert it, it becomes where I lived. Likewise, if the question is not introduced by an interrogative word, that means usually when we ask questions, we use all the 5 WH words like what, how, where, why. If the sentence or if the question does not begin with interrogative word, WH word, because questions can begin with auxiliary like do, did, does, have, will you. So, if a sentence, if a question begins with auxiliary verbs, how will you convert it? Use the reporting verb followed by whether or if. He said, do you like coffee? He asked whether I liked coffee. So, when you have questions that begin with auxiliary verbs like do, does, did, will, have, do not forget to use whether. Instead of using that, use whether. He asked whether I liked coffee. He asked whether I played cricket. He asked if I knew English. So instead of that, use whether or if. He asked whether I liked coffee. Maya said to me, will you go for shopping with me? This is a question that begins with an auxiliary verb will. Will you go for shopping with me? So how will you convert it? Maya asked me, since it is a question, Maya asked me whether I would go for shopping with her. Will becomes would. I would go for shopping with her. So, will you go will become I would go. Now moving on to commands and requests. How will we convert a sentence from direct to indirect if the sentence is a command or a request? In reporting commands and requests, the indirect speech is introduced by some verbs expressing command or request. So instead of saying said, or if it's a question, we use asked or enquired. Likewise, if you feel that sentence is a command or a request, use verbs accordingly. For example, if it is a command, use words like ordered, commanded. If it is a request, use the word requested or urged. So, change the reporting verb into verbs of command and request. Here the example, Rama said to Arjun, go away. So, how do you report it? Rama ordered Arjun to go away. Another thing is, when you change a sentence, a command or a request into reported speech, the indirect speech will always begin with an infinitive. Infinitive means 2 plus verb. 2 plus verb. 2 plus the present tense of the verb. To eat, to drink, to play. So that is called infinitive. 2 plus the base form of the verb is called infinitive. So Rama ordered Arjun to go away. Instead of using that or whether, we use to. To followed by go or the base form of the verb. After to, never use goes or going. Just use the base form of the verb. Rama ordered Arjun to go away. He said to me, please wait here till I returned. Till I return. So since it is a request, we use the requesting verb. He requested me to wait there till he returned. He requested me to wait till there he returned. So look here, requested me. After that, we insert the infinitive verb to wait. Usually we use that or whether, but here since it is a request, he requested me to wait there, because we have to change the adverb of place. Me to wait there till he returned. Call the witness first, said the magistrate. So how will we convert it? Since it's a command, we can write the magistrate commanded them then to call the witness first. So it is very easy. You have to just write to add to, insert to, and then write the sentence as it is. Only thing, change the adverb of place and the pronoun. The magistrate commanded them to call the witness, me, to wait there till he returned. Rama ordered Arjun to go away. You just have to insert to and write the sentence as it is.